Good morning, Brenda. Akshay this side. Thank you so much for having me on your AccuComp Speaks with Innovators today. It's a pleasure with you be to here today.
Well, I think it's really wonderful that you found the time to talk to our viewers because you have such an interesting story. And I can't wait for you to start sharing what journey you went through to get to where you are today.
Thank you so much for the warm words. It's very elating. So I started programming at a very early age. I started HTML and CSS when I was 8 years old, and I had a couple of books in my home. I don't know where they came from, but I think it was a good luck. So I started doing HTML, CSS at a very early age, and then I used to create web pages. But soon I realized web pages need a kind of backend to work on. Then I learned PHP. So by the time I was 10 years old, I actually learned around 8 to 10 languages, which included C, Java, C Sharp, HTML, CSS, PHP, DHTML. Then I started my first startup when I was 11 years old, and that startup was into cloud. So this startup, when I started, so the biggie names in this industry like AWS, DigitalOcean, Heroku, these players had not penetrated in India. So what I used to do was I used to buy dedicated servers around offshore countries like Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, and then sell hosting packages on them. So I used to manage the entire dedicated server, and I used to also manage customers. So at the top time of my first startup, I had around 20 servers around the world, and I had around 300 customers located in different parts of the globe. But I had to face my exams, which are very crucial in the Indian education system, and that is why I had to sell my startup. So I sold my first startup at the age of 14, and I sold it at a good amount of money, around $30,000, and I sold it to a Mumbai-based company. So yeah, that was my first successful stint in the business line.
Wow. I can't tell you what I was doing when I was 11 years old, but it was definitely not anything close to that. Okay.
Thank you.
So tell me a bit more about how you went about establishing your current company, and tell us a bit about, what you guys are doing and what your future plans are.
Okay. So right now, so my company's name is NovoStack. So I had this name NovoStack when I went into college, like when I was in first year of my college. I had this name in my mind. So what the name means is it's made up of two words, Novo plus Stack. So Novo means new, and Stack is a terminology that we use in development of things. So it's like stack of languages, stack of frameworks. So it's a kind of new stack. So what's happening right now is that there are multiple tons of development companies, but the main problem with them is that they're not innovating. So what we at NovoStack do is we keep on innovating. We keep on adding more things to our shelf. So suppose when a customer comes to us, we don't suggest them a technology because we have resources for them. We suggest them a technology which should be perfect for their business. That is what we call the right technology selection, RTS. And that is why we are growing up and scaling up at the current scale. So currently, NovoStack is a digital transformation firm. Digital transformation is a term in which you digitalize a company to move into digital world. So that is what we currently do. Our 5 years down the line plan is to get into management consulting, because we are also getting into digital marketing, content, branding, and strategy. So that is what I believe is the 5 years down the line plan.
Well, that's really interesting because AccuComp does a lot of digital transformations, and our approach is that we're just trying to take people who are using old, efficient platforms and move them to digital platforms.
Absolutely, I completely understand that. What we have to observe is that there is a paradigm shift in the kind of technologies that power the current companies. So everything is moving towards AI, ML, blockchain, and these technologies, because these technologies are meant to replace the current system that has been there since the inception of web, since the inception as to how companies work. And I'm grateful that somebody as senior as you, somebody as experienced as you, is now working in this technology, is now working in this kind of business. So I salute AccuComp, and I believe you guys are up to something good.
Well, yes, we pride ourselves on trying to be